Welcome back to our revision 2 of paper 1. Right. This question is in line with similarities. It reads, the diagram shows triangle ABC in which point D and E are on BA and BC respectively. AC is equals to 3,5, BE is equals to 4,2, DE 2,1, and BAC is equals to BED. Name the triangle which is similar to triangle ABC. So when naming a triangle similar to ABC, you are advised to name that triangle in correct order, and it is very simple, right? You just need to align letters with equal angles. You can clearly notice that there is an arc at point A and there is an arc at point E, which is an indication that angle A and angle E are equal to each other. Therefore, point E is going to be aligned with the point A since they both contain equal angles. I hope you are following. We move on to B. B is an invariant point which is being found in both the smaller triangle and the bigger triangle. The smaller triangle, I'm referring to BDE. This is the smaller triangle, right? And the bigger triangle is BAC, right? So B is a common angle which is found in both the smaller triangle as well as the bigger triangle. So it becomes an invariant point. So B remains B. I hope you are following. Then we are left with the C on the bigger triangle as well as D on the smaller triangle. It means that since we have considered B and this arc, we also have considered B and this arc at A. The remaining angles are now C and D. So automatically C and D are now equal to each other. So you align C with the D. So your answer is E, B, D. And this is your answer in correct order. You get yourself a single mark for that. Some of the questions they may ask you, give the reason why they are similar. Your reason is corresponding angles are equal. I hope you are following. Right, we are now moving on to part B of the question. It reads, calculate AB. So to calculate AB, you start by identifying what you call scale factor. I hope you are following. So scale factor is equals to small triangle divided by large triangle. So the small triangle is E, BD. EBD is the smaller triangle, this one. To be aligned with the A, B, C. Remember, we have named them in correct order. Right. So, the first two letters on the smaller triangle are going to be divided by the first two letters on the large triangle. So, EB is going to be divided by AB. The last two letters we have BD to be divided by BC. And the first and the last letter, which is E and D, to be divided by A and C. Something like this. This is the arrangement of your scale factor. So we now need to substitute the given centimeters on our scale factor. What is EB? EB is 4,2. So I'm going to put 4,2 here. What is AB? AB is not given, so AB remains AB. What is BD? From B to D, we are not given. It simply means that BD remains the same. What is BC? From B to C, we are just given the part of B to E, but E to C is not given. So we can write 4,2 plus X if you want, where EC represent X. So 4,2 plus X where EC represent x, you get 4,2 plus x. We move on to ED. From E to D, we have 2,1 here. So I'm going to put 2,1 there. How about AC? AC is given as 3,5. So I'm going to put 3,5 there. I hope you are following. So this is your first thing to do. So we now want to reduce our scale factor as a fraction in its lowest terms, right? So let's say you have 2,1 divided by 3,5. If you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 10, you get 21 over 35. This can be reduced by 7. 7 into 21, it gives you 3. And 7 into 35, it gives you 5. So it simply means that our scale factor can now be reduced as 3 over 5, right? So to find AB, you are going to take 4,2 over AB, this first combination here, equate it to 3 over 5. Then you cross multiply. So AB times 3, you get 3AB. I hope you are following. Then 4,2 times 5, you start by multiplying 42 and 5. So 2 times 5, you get 10, carry 1. 5 times 4, you get 20 plus 1, it is 21. But remember, we have one decimal place, so you put comma between 1 and 0. You get 21 if you multiply 4,2 and 5. Then divide both sides by 3. 3 into 21, it gives you 7. Therefore, the length of AB is equal to 7 centimeters. I hope you are following. We move on to the next part of the question. The area. Calculate the area of triangle ABC, given that the area of triangle BDE is equal to 22,5 square centimeters. Right, so to calculate area, we no longer use the scale factor, but we now use the area factor. Area factor is found by squaring the scale factor. So remember, the scale factor was 3 over 5 in part 1. You raise it by power 2. 3 squared divided by 5 squared, it gives you 9 over 25. This 9 represents the smaller triangle. These 5 represent the bigger triangle. I hope you are following. So the smaller triangle is BDE, right? So we simply say 9 over 25 is equals to 22,5 is aligned to 9, right? And the required area is aligned to x, which is the area of the bigger triangle. Cross multiply. 9 times x, you get 9x, right? Then multiply 225 with the 25. Ignore this comma first. 0 is a placeholder. 2 times 5, you get 10, carry 1. 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5. 2 times 2, you get 4. 5 times 5 is 25. So it's 5 carry 2. 5 times 2, you get 10. Plus 2, this is 12 carry 1. 5 times 2, you get 10. Plus 1, you get 11. So 5, 2, 6, 5. Then put comma between 2 and 5 since we have one decimal place at 22,5. So we now need to divide 562,5 with 9. I hope you are listening. So what is 9 into 56? 9 into 56, you get 6. Remember, 9 times 6 is 54. So you get remainder 2. I hope you are following. 9 into 22, it's 8. Where 9 into 18, you get 2. Right, but there is remainder 4. So you put 4. And 9 into 45, you get 5. So your final answer is 62,5 square centimeters, which is the area of the bigger triangle. I hope you are following. So I want you to stay tuned as we move on to the next question. Right, this is question number 25 June 2009, paper 1. It reads, two similar bottles are of heights 8 centimeters and 16 centimeters. I hope you are following. So let's say this is bottle A and this is bottle B, right? So if you are given a complete set in centimeters on both these similar shapes, if you are given it in centimeters, it simply means that you are provided with the scale factor, right? So remember, scale factor is equals to small divided by large. So on the small, I'm going to put this 8, and on the large, I'm going to put 16. This now can be reduced as a fraction in its lowest terms. 8 into 8 is 1. Then 8 into 16, you get 2. I hope you are following. But be very careful. Sometimes you can be given area of A and B. They can give you that the area of A is equals to 25 square centimeters, and the area of B is equals to 49 square centimeters. So if you are given the complete set in area, it simply means that you have been given the area factor. So to find the scale factor becomes square root of small over large, which is square root of 25 over 49, and you get 5 over 7, and this is your scale factor. So this is how you find the scale factor. If you are given the complete set in area, you have to put root sign, then you write small over large. I hope you are following. Sometimes you can also be given grams, like 8 grams here. Then B is equals to 27 grams, which is a complete set in grams. So a complete set in grams or cubic centimeters or liters or kgs, it is classified as volume factor. To find the scale factor, you now put cube root of small over large, which is cube root of 8 over 27. Cube root of 8, you get 2. Then cube root of 27, you get 3. And 2/3 become your ratio of length, which is sometimes referred to as the scale factor. Right, but as for this one, since the complete set is already in centimeters, we are given the dimensions in scale factor already. So it's a matter of dividing 8 with 16 and then reduce it as a fraction in its lowest terms. I hope you are following, class. Right, part A reads, the base of the similar bottles are also similar. The surface area of the base of the smaller bottle is 1,44 square centimeters. Find the surface area of the larger of the base of the bigger bottle. Right, so to find the area, you convert this scale factor here of half to become area factor through squaring. You now have 1 squared and 2 squared, which gives you 1 over 4. Right. So 1 over 4 is going to be used to prepare an equation of cross multiplication. So since 1,44 is for the smaller bottle, 1,44 is going to be aligned with 1. I hope you are following. Then you put x here. X times 1, you get x. Then 1,44 is going to be multiplied by 4. I hope you are following, class. So let me say 144 times 4. Here is 16, carry 1. 16 plus 1, you get 17, carry 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, you get 5. But remember, we have 2 decimal places, so 1, 2. It simply means x is equals to 5,76 square centimeters. And this is your answer. We move on to part B. Find the volume of the smaller bottle if the volume of the bigger bottle is 16 cubic centimeters. So for volume, you need to identify the volume factor. Volume factor is equals to scale factor raised to the power of 3. And remember, our scale factor was obtained in the first part of the question as half. So I'm going to raise this half with the power 3 first to find my volume factor. 1 to the power of 3 is equals to 1. 2 to the power of 3 is equals to 8. 1 over 8 is your volume factor, right? But 16 cubic centimeters is the volume of the bigger bottle. So it should be aligned with the 8, the bigger ratio. Then you put x to be aligned with 1. You cross multiply. 8 times x, you get 8x. 1 times 16, you get 16. Divide both sides by 8. 8 into 16, you get 2. So the volume of the smaller bottle is 2 cubic centimeters. Then you are home and dry. So I want you to stay tuned as we attack another problem. Now moving on to question number 27. We are still in the same line with similarities. This is extracted from June 2017 paper 1. It reads, in the diagram, ABC is a triangle in which DE, this DE is parallel to AC, AD is equals to 4 centimeters, BD is equals to 6, and DE is equals to 3 centimeters. Find AC. So likewise, to find the length of a side given similarities, this is a similarity question. You start by calculating what you call a scale factor given a small over large. I hope you are following class, right? So as for this question, we do not have the first part, which normally comes like name in correct order the triangle similar to this triangle, right? So what you need to do is you identify the smaller triangle and name it in any order that you like, right? So this is BDE, right? So I'm going to write BDE to represent the smaller triangle, right? But the large triangle, you don't name it anyhow, right? The smaller triangle, yes, you can name it anyhow. Like you can say EDB, DEB, or BDE, right? But when it comes to the large triangle, you don't name it anyhow, but you have to align letters with equal angles. I hope you are following, right? So in the previous question, we identified that we have what we call an invariant point, which is a point which is being found, or invariant angle, which is being found in this both the smaller triangle as well as the bigger triangle. So this B is inside the smaller triangle. This B is also inside the bigger triangle. It simply means that B remains the same as the invariant angle. I hope you are following. Right, then we have what you call corresponding angles, or what you call F angles. These are angles which follow the same sequence or pattern. If we have 30 degrees at this point, it simply means that we also have 30 degrees at this point. Since we have parallel lines, if we create the third parallel line, we still have another third. Corresponding angles are angles which follow the same sequence or pattern, right? So this angle D is corresponding to this angle A. So D must be aligned with letter A. I hope you are following. Same applies. This angle E is corresponding to this angle C. So E is going to be aligned with C. I hope you are following. Then the first two letters are going to divide each other. BD over BA. The last two letters, which are DE over AC, they also divide each other. Then the first and the last letter, which is B and E, to be divided by B and C. Something like this. Let us substitute the given centimeters. What is BD? BD is given as 6, so I'm going to put 6. What is BA? BA is 6 plus 4. You get 10. What is DE? DE is given as 3, so I'm going to put 3. How about AC? AC is not given. AC remains AC. BE, B to E is not given, so BE remains BE, as well as BC is not given, so BC remains BC, right? So to find AC, we make use of 6 over 10 as our scale factor, but let us reduce it in its lowest terms. 2 into 6, you get 3. 2 into 10, you get 5. Then you cross multiply. Or you can just tell that since the numerators are equal, the denominators must be equal as well. So if we have 3 on the left and on the right, it simply means that AC is also 5. If you want, you can cross multiply. 3 times AC, you get 3 AC, right? 5 times 3, you get 15. Divide both sides by 3. You get AC is equals to 5. So my answer is 5 centimeters. I hope you are following class. Right. We move on to part B. Find the area of ADEC. So ADEC, they are referring to this trapezium, the one that I'm shading. This is ADEC. They want you to calculate the area of that trapezium, right? If the area of BED, remember BED is the smaller triangle, is 3,6 square centimeters, right? So what you need to do is, whenever you see the word area, convert your scale factor into area factor by squaring your scale factor. So the scale factor in its lowest terms was 3 over 5, which is equal as 6 over 10. So it means 3 over 5 is going to be raised by 2. You get 3 squared over 5 squared, which can be written as 9 over 25, right? So this 9 represents BED, the smaller triangle here. And this 25 represents ABC, which is the bigger or the entire triangle. So what I'm going to do is 9 over 25 is going to be equated. We have 3,6, which is representing BED. So 3,6 must be aligned with 9, the smaller ratio. Then you put X to be aligned with 25 so that you cross multiply to find the area of ABC first. You get 9X, right? Then 25 is going to be multiplied by 36. Ignore this comma first. 0 is a placeholder. 3 times 5, you get 15. Carry 1. 3 times 2, you get 6 plus 1. This is 7. 6 times 5, you get 30. So 0 carry 3. 6 times 2, you get 12 plus 3. It gives you 15. So you now have 0. 10 carry 1. This is 8 plus this. You get 900. But remember, we have a 1 decimal place. So you put comma between the last 2 zeros. So you get 90. Divide both sides by 9. X is equals to 10 square centimeters. So I want you to notice something. 10 square centimeters is not the ADEC required. No. Right? 10 centimeters is representing ABC because it was found with the ratio of area of 25, which is ABC, the entire triangle. Right? So if this smaller triangle is 3,6 and the entire triangle ABC is 10, it simply means that to find the area of this trapezium, you need to less 3,6 here from this 10. I hope you are following. So 10 minus 3,6, you get 6,4. And this is your final answer. So the area of trapezium is 6,4 square centimeters. I hope you are following class. I want you to stay tuned as we attack the next question in line with similarities. Right, similarities may also come in questions which involve map scale. Right. Here is a question which is extracted from November 2016 paper 1. It reads, a map is drawn to a scale of 1 is to 75,000. I hope you are following. Calculate in kilometers the actual distance between the two towns, which are 40 centimeters apart on the map. Right. There are two things that you need to understand when attacking these questions. Right. In 1 meter, we have 100 centimeters. But in 1 kilometer, we have 100,000 centimeters. You have to be aware of those two conversions. So if this question comes, it's either it comes in kilometers, right, or it comes in meters. Like you can notice this question, this one, it comes in meters, right, and this one is in kilometers, right. So you need to know these are two conversions, right. So what is the meaning of 1 is to 75,000? 1 is to 75,000 simply means that 1 centimeter on the map is equivalent to 75,000 centimeters on the actual ground, right? So this 1 centimeter on the map remains the same on your left side, but the 75,000 is either divided by 100 or by 100,000 depending on the nature of the question you are attacking, right? So if you are attacking a question which requires you to calculate in meters, it means 75,000 is going to be divided by 100, right? But this question is asking you to calculate in kilometers. Therefore, you divide 75,000 by 100,000. I hope you are following. So as to convert the actual given scale in kilometers required. These three zeros, they cancel off each other, right? 75 over 100 is good as 0.75. So we now have 0.75 kilometers. I hope you are following. Of which this can also be written as 1 centimeter is close to 3/4 kilometers, where 0.75 is expressed as a fraction, right? So 1 centimeter is close to 3/4 kilometers is now your scale factor, which enables you to calculate part A. So the given 40 centimeters here are going to be placed on the left side, which represent the map, and you put X on the right side, which represent the actual ground. After that, you cross multiply. I hope you are following, class. So X times 1, you get X, right? Then 3/4 is going to be multiplied by 40. So 4 into 40, you get 10. 10 times 3, you get 30. So your answer is 30 kilometers. You are home and dry. Simple and straightforward. I hope you are following. We move on to part B. An airport has an actual area of 22.5 square kilometers. Calculate in square centimeters the area of the airport on the map. So whenever you see the word area, we no longer use scale factor, but we convert this scale factor into area factor by raising the scale factor with the power 2. I hope you are following, class. So if you raise scale factor with the power 2, it becomes the area factor, which enables you to answer part B, right? So scale factor is 3/4. Raise 3/4 by power 2 to obtain your area factor. 3 to the power of 2, you get 9. 4 to the power of 2, you get 16. So 9 over 16 is your area factor. I hope you are following. So I now use 9 over 16, right? Square kilometers on the right side. Then here you have 1 square centimeters on the left side, because you have to raise both sides by power 2. So 1 squared is 1 square centimeter. Then 3/4 raised to the power 2, you get 9 over 16 square kilometers, something like this, right? So remember, the given kilometers are 22.5 square kilometers. So you put 22.5 square kilometers on the right, then you put x on the left, so that you cross multiply. So if you cross multiply, you get 9 over 16x, something like this. I hope you are following. Then 22,5 times 1, you get 22,5. I hope you are following, class. Cross multiply. So you get 9x is equals to 22,5 times 16 if you cross multiply. Right. Then divide both sides by 9. So 9 into 22, you get 2. Remainder 4, right? Then 9 into 45, it gives you 5. Something like this. I hope you are following. Right. Then to find your answer, you now multiply 2,5 with 16. So you start by multiplying 25 with 16. Then you round it off to 1 decimal place. 0 is a placeholder. 1 times 5, you get 5. 1 times 2, you get 2. 6 times 5, you get 0. Carry 3. 6 times 2, you get 12 plus 3. It gives you 15. Right. So this is 0. 10 carry 1. 3 plus 1, you get 4. But remember, put 1 decimal place. So your answer is 40 square centimeters. Then you are home and dry. I hope you are following. I want you to stay tuned as we move on to the next question. Right. The scale of the map of a house is 1:500. Sometimes you can be given as 1/500. The scale is 1/500. You simply convert 1/500 and write it in this form, 1:500. Right. Find the length of a room on the plan which measures 8 meters. So likewise, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. But 1 kilometer is equals to 100,000 centimeters. So this one was used in the previous question, but for this question we need to use the first combination since the question is in line with meters. So what is the meaning of 1:500? It simply means 1 centimeter on the map is equivalent to 500 centimeters on the actual ground. I hope you are following. Therefore, divide the right side with 100 centimeters to convert 500 centimeters into the required meters. But 1 centimeter on your left side remains the same. I hope you are following. So 100 into 500 to get 5, and this 5 denotes 5 meters. Something like that. I hope you are following. Right. Then put the given 8 centimeters on the meter side and put x on the left side. Something like this. Cross multiply. X times 5, you get 5x. 1 times 8, you get 8. Divide both sides by 5. So x is equals to 1, remainder 3/5 centimeters, which can be written as 1,6 centimeters, something like this. Right. So our answer is 1 in 3/5, or it can be written as 1,6. We move on to part B. Calculate the actual height. So height and length are in the dimension of scale factor. So on part B, you don't convert the scale factor into area factor because height is good as length, right? So I still use 1 centimeter is equals to 5 meters, right? Then the given height 3,6 centimeters, put it on the left, then put x on the right so that you cross multiply. 1 times x, you get x. Then 3,5 is going to be multiplied by 5. So what is 36 by 5 first? This is 30. So you write 0, carry 3, 15 plus 3, you get what? You get 18. I hope you are following. but there is one decimal place, so you put a comma between 8 and 0. So your answer is 18 meters. Right, we move on to part C. Find the actual area of a room. So we are now talking of area. It simply means scale factor is now raised by power what? By power 2 to become what? Area factor. So remember, our scale factor was 1 centimeter is equals to 5 meters. You raise both sides by power 2 to obtain your area factor. 1 squared is 1 square centimeters. 5 squared you get 25 square meters. Then put 1,6 square centimeters on the left side, something like this. Right, then you cross multiply. I hope you are following. So x times 1, you get x. Then 1,6 times 25. What is it? It's 16 by 25. 0 is a placeholder. 2 times 6, you get 12. 2 carry 1. 2 times 1, you get 2 plus 1, 3. 5 times 6, you get 30. 0, carry 3. 5 times 1, you get 5. Plus 3, it gives you 8. Yeah, something like this. So 0, this is 10, carry 1, and this is 4. But we have one decimal place, so I'm going to put a comma. You get 40 square meters as your final answer. This is how you go about it. Right, so we have question of area, which may ask you to find your answer in hectares. Right, so if you encounter a question which is requiring you to find your answer in hectares, you start by finding your answer in square meters, like what it did. We obtained 40 square meters, right? Treat it as a question which is requiring you to find in square meters. After that, you simply divide by 10,000 square meters, because in 1 hectare we have 10,000 square meters. So if these zeros cancel out each other, you'll be left with 4 over 1,000, which is 0,004 HA. So this is how you find, for those questions which requires hectares, you find your answer in square meters first, and that answer is then divided by 10,000. I hope you are following, class. Right. We also have questions which may come like this. 3,6 centimeters is equals to 18 meters on the actual ground. Then part A may give you the form or the scale like 1:n, and you are being required to find n, something like this. So what you need to do is you start by writing 3,6 centimeters on the left, then s to 18 meters on the right, something like this. But remember, in 1 meter we have 100 centimeters, so this 18 must be multiplied by 100 first, right? So we now have 3,6 centimeters s to 1,800 centimeters. Then divide both sides by 3,6. This is now 1 on your left. So if you divide by 3,6, you can clearly note that we need to clear this fraction. So you multiply by 10, both the numerator and the denominator. You have 18,000 and 3,6 and 36 actually. So 9 into 18 is 2, 000, and 9 into 36 is 4. So 4 into 2,000, you get 500. So 1:500 is your answer. Therefore, n is equals to 500. So this is how you do for questions which requires you to find n. If you are given meters, start by multiplying the meters with 100. Then you divide with the centimeters, right? But if you were given that 3,6 centimeters is good as 18 kilometers on the actual ground, it simply means that this 18 was supposed to be multiplied by 100,000 first, since in 1 kilometer we have 100,000 centimeters. So the answer that you get when multiplying 18 by 100,000, you then divide it by 3,6 to find the required value of n. I hope you are following, class. Right, we are now moving on to the last question for the topic of similarities. This question was extracted from June 2004, paper 1. It reads, in the diagram, PQ is parallel to RS, right? PS and QR intersect at X, like this. Then you are given this information, right? Name the triangle which is similar to triangle PQX. So likewise, you have to name that triangle in correct order. So you simply need to align letters with equal angles. So if we have P, we need to identify another angle which is good as P. So PQ is parallel to RS. It simply means that S and P are equal, since we have what we call Z angles. So this angle and this angle are equal. These are Z angles. I hope you are following. Do not confuse with the circle geometry concept. The circle geometry concept, it says that angles subtended by the same chord are equal. If you have 30 degrees here, you have 30 degrees here. This is for circle geometry. So don't treat Q and S as equal angles. No, there is no circle here and there is no chord. So it simply means that P and S are equal through the concept of Z angles. Hence, this letter P must be aligned with S. I hope you are following. Then X become our invariant angle, which is being found in both the smaller triangle and the large triangle. So X remains X. It is not going to change. Then Q is a Z angle with R. So Q is going to be aligned with R. And this is your final answer. You present it in correct order. So if you are asked, give reason why, the reason is corresponding angles are equal. I hope you are following, class. Right. We move on to part B. Using your results in part A, they know that you cannot find a length of a side unless you first of all identify triangles which are similar and name them in correct order, so as to produce what you call the scale factor. So I'm going to divide the first two letters first. PQ over SR is equals to QX divided by RX, which is equals to PX divided by SX, something like this. So what is PQ? PQ is not given. So PQ remains PQ. How about SR? SR is also not given. So SR remains SR. Right, so on QX, we are given Y plus 2. So I put Y plus 2 for QX. RX is 2x minus 1. So you put 2y minus 1, you put 2y minus 1. PX is 2 and XS is 3. So this is 2 and this is 3. So to find y, you simply need to cross multiply y plus 2 over 2y minus 1 with the scale factor of 2/3. So you obtain your equation 2 open bracket 2y minus 1 is equals to 3 open bracket y plus 2. You get 4y minus 2 on the left, 3y plus 6 on the right. Move 3y to the left side, you get 4y minus 3y is equals to 6 plus 2. So 4y minus 3y, you get y. 6 plus 2, you get 8. 8 centimeters is your answer. Here we got SRX. Right, we move on to part C. Write down the length of QR, right? So where is QR? QR now represent the total of these two brackets, which is y plus 2 and 2y minus 1. So y plus 2 plus 2y minus 1 is equals to the required length of QR. But now that we got y is equals to 8, it simply means 8 plus 2 open bracket 8 minus 1 is equals to QR. So here is 10 plus 16 minus 1 is equals to QR. 26 minus 1, you get 25, which is equals to QR. Then you are warm and dry, right? So they can give you information like the area of triangle SXR is equals to 10 square centimeters. Find the area of triangle PQX. You now need to convert this scale factor into area factor. By raising 2 over 3 with power 2, you get 2 squared, 3 squared, which is good as 4 over 9. So 4 over 9 is equals to. So since the 3 is representing the SXR side, it simply means that this is more of our large triangle and this is more of our small triangle. So the 10 is going to be aligned with the 9 and the x is going to be aligned with the 4, so that you cross multiply to find the area of this smaller triangle. You get 9x is equals to 40. Then divide both sides by 9. So 9 times 4, you get 36. So 9 into 40, you get 4. Right, remember 4 over 9. And this is your final answer, which is the area of this smaller triangle. I hope you enjoyed the similarity revision, right? So let me find another topic that I can work on, which can be helpful on the upcoming exam, which is on Tuesday. Till we meet again, shalom.